The Baltic region is heating up, and not just diplomatically. From warships slicing through the sea to troop buildups near Estonia, Russia is laying down pieces on a board that look eerily familiar. But this isn't just about drills or deployments. It's about shifting strategy, a new escalation doctrine, and a narrative pivot that could redefine the next phase of conflict. Stay with me until the end, because I will reveal a classified pattern Estonian intelligence flagged, one that hasn't made headlines yet, but could signal the next flashpoint. Signs of escalation beneath the surface. Russia's 2025 federal budget reveals a record 13.5 trillion rubles allocated to defense, a 25% increase over last year and far above previous forecasts. Nearly one-third of all expenditures are now classified as top secret, obscuring the true scale of military investment. Off-budget loans to defense contractors, estimated at 250 billion rubles in 2022, are quietly ballooning, creating a shadow war economy that is both unsustainable and opaque. This financial fog suggests preparation for a new front, possibly in the Baltics, where Russia may seek to stretch NATO's response capacity. These indicators suggest that Russia has accumulated far more military assets than necessary for the war in Ukraine. When the state silences the messenger, it's not just about privacy, it's about control. In August 2025, Russia restricted voice and video calls on WhatsApp and Telegram, citing sabotage and terrorist activity. These platforms had become key conduits for mobilization leaks, draft resistance, and troop tracking. The suppression signals a broader shift toward information lockdown. The move coincides with the rollout of Max, a Kremlin-backed app modeled on China's WeChat, designed to centralize and monitor digital communications. The government may be attempting to limit PR damage from major escalations, such as mass mobilization, a new invasion, or a domestic economic collapse marked by inflation surges. Conscription is no longer a knock at the door, it's a ping in your inbox. Russia now enforces electronic draft notices that become legally binding 7 days after posting, even if unread. Failure to comply triggers travel bans, loan restrictions, and property freezes, effectively turning conscription into a digital trap. A page clearly taken from China's playbook or a Black Mirror episode. A proposed law would expand this into year-round mobilization, removing seasonal limits and enabling continuous force generation. The battlefield isn't just physical, it's algorithmic. Kremlin-linked bot networks are flooding Baltic social media with anti-NATO, pro-regime disinformation, targeting Russian-speaking communities. This campaign uses memes, fake news, and AI-generated content to stir division and undermine trust in Western institutions. NATO's own review warns of algorithmic invasions, a form of hybrid warfare that destabilizes democracies without firing a shot. The illusion of defense. Zapad means west, but its gaze is fixed on the Baltics. Russia no longer hides the fact that its most troubling adversaries aren't Western powers per se, but rather the neighboring countries it once considered brotherly. The hidden meaning is clear. These are former vassal states that now seek Western protection and pursue democratic aspirations. Scheduled for September 12th to 16th, Zapad 2025 is a joint Russia-Belarus military drill involving up to 30,000 troops, with deployments in Kaliningrad and Belarus. Officially labeled defensive, the exercise includes nuclear-capable systems and hypersonic missile simulations, raising alarm across NATO. Russia has understated troop numbers and split the drills to avoid triggering OSCE transparency rules, a tactic previously used during its 2022 invasion of Ukraine. In response, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, and Poland are launching counter-drills with 40,000 troops, signaling that the Baltics are no longer passive observers. When warships move, messages are sent, whether by sonar or by silence. In late August 2025, Russia conducted anti-submarine and sabotage drills in the Baltic Sea, deploying divers, drones, and warships to simulate defense against NATO incursions. Though some may dismiss this as routine, the timing, just weeks before Zapad 2025, suggests multi-domain readiness, with land, sea, and cyber components converging. These drills mirror NATO's Baltop 25 exercise, where 40 ships and 25 aircraft from 16 nations mobilized to counter Russian assertiveness. The border is quiet, but the numbers speak. 40,000 troops and counting. History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. And Estonia hears the echo. Estonia's Foreign Intelligence Service warns that Russia is doubling its troop strength near the border, from 19,000 to over 40,000 soldiers, through unit expansions and long-term stationing. This mirrors pre-invasion patterns seen before Crimea and Donbass: slow buildup, logistical preparation, and disinformation cover. The creation of the 44th Army Corps near Finland further signals multi-front readiness, not just Ukraine-focused escalation. Even if the war stalls, the narrative must move. Russian forces face no clear path to victory in Ukraine. While Chasiv Yar has fallen, domestic fatigue is mounting. Kremlin insiders admit disappointment and frustration, with some calling for new symbolic wins to sustain legitimacy. The danger is that Putin may see the Baltics as a low-risk, high-reward pressure point, especially if NATO's response appears fragmented and slow. That's the current landscape: tense, tactical, and shifting fast. Now I want to hear from you. What should we unpack next? Drop a comment below. Is it NATO's internal fractures, cyber escalation, or the silent moves unfolding in Kaliningrad? Your input shapes this channel. Let's keep the conversation sharp. Thank you. Thanks, Fern.